turret via fucking transport pod, I can save my caravans from being under attack and transfer the wealth to the next location and stuff, which should sort of be interesting to see how that goes. Where's my thing for wealth? History. Because we're in like, I don't even think I can see the topmost one. I think, how many fucking zeros are we on? It's got to stay still for a second. Yeah, we're at 2 million and like 240,000 wealth. I don't want to throw that on at like a new location that isn't prepared or anything. Like I would like to I'd like to get steel out of my colony probably first, because that's going to be something major, but also components, production of components. But if I've got enough stuff like this that I can make components there, then I don't have to worry about sending more. Plus, I'm still digging up, like here has a shit ton of like steel and stuff, so I'm still working on that. I got people literally in my storage mining for steel, so it's just coming straight up and going into my storage, which is fantastic. I don't even know, oh yeah, that's right, I gotta get power for that. I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't even know if anybody's out here on this one, but I'm like, they won't be because I don't have power. Let's make sure you've got that specific. I'll have to get rid of that later. But yeah, that also means that I can lift out the extra power conduits that are out here, which I should do anyway, but I'll wait till they clear all this. So that'd be good. Probably one of my next things I might get rid of is the wind turbines, because I'll be honest, they do not generate a lot of power for me. A lot of the time they're on like the tiniest little bar or barely running. Like this is the best I've seen them in a while. I don't really get them running much. I feel like it's a direction issue more than anything. I have all my animals sleeping out here. Look at this. I have all the various like baby cows and shit are just sleeping out here because we don't have beds for them anymore. To be fair, if I didn't make beds for them, they wouldn't run for it each night. And I do find that like a little bit entertaining. I'd like to make like a row of actual beds, like along a fence or something like that they can run to instead of being encased. The only reason why I've got it encased in the first place is when we get cold snaps, I need to be able to shelter specifically the birds and baby animals, because they need to be able to be, warm. So, got inspired creativity. Oh yeah. You're going out to fix a broken component, that's fine. We are going to go through winter, so I don't want to get rid of anything that's going to heat up the place. And I can't really lift up any of the beds. I could lift up the animal beds to sell. I don't know how many people actually like buy these things, but when I have like a fuck ton of them, they're really good money to get rid of. That's gonna, I just realized I'm like, that's gonna clog up my inventory so bad. But I'll get rid of the ones that aren't built yet. There isn't any point in building more of them. I was still building a heap because I was trying to like house most of my animals, but I don't have that many panthers and cats and small creatures that get in here. So I don't have to worry too much. Yeah, so the other thing's going to be space. And it's okay once I take some of the people out here. Like, for instance, if I was to take this many people out of here, this condo's like size, I could gut the inside and I could make it storage to compensate for the other things that I'm picking up. It's fine. It'd be fine. But yeah, getting people out of here to begin with, I probably want to send materials to build. So that's going to be like a small amount of wood, a small amount of blocks, just so that it will let me allocate to build steel components. Gonna need food, obviously. And what else do I want? I'm not going to take any furs or anything like that. I don't really need to make clothes. I'm not going to move my clothing production stuff yet. Like, if I need, like, specific clothes, I can transport pod it. This is the whole reason why I'm trying to stay within a radius of where I can, like, launch stuff. Because last time we weren't. And obviously last time shit was broken. So we were too far to transport pod resources to and from places to make things easier. The other thing too, obviously, is once I've got caravans outside, I can transport pod stuff to them too, which is really cool. So the other group's almost home, and I've got heaps of time, so cool. Let's say, since we've got the time, I'm just going to set it that the caravans are going to convene here, right outside. That's not where I want it. You know that's not where I want it. No. Okay. You. Caravan to here. I'm going to make them all gather up there. So what I want is, I guess, to begin with, I want people that do mining. And the funniest part about this is I do know I'm familiar with a good deal of my miners. So that is kind of good. And most of my miners have been going on quests anyway. Contract miner. I also want to send some people that are specifically gunners to have protection. That would be nice. I don't really need them to be doing much else, because most of my miners also have hauling abilities. So I want to grab like a small group. Like, I have fucking hundreds of people and hundreds of animals, but I'm not sending them in bulk, because anything over like 20 sometimes glitches out and the caravan just won't leave. What else have we got in here? I've gone past a couple of people, but that's okay. Chimpanzee, I am going to launch him direct. He's an insane builder. So anybody that's like premium quality builder, I'm also going to send one of my miners directly to. So I might actually take Mal direct. Actually, hold on. Just because I know that I'm not going to remember who I specifically wanted. I'm sorry about the screenshot noises tonight. I got to remember him, okay? Because like he's a gunner too. So Tadashi, Abba can go. I want people that can do building, but I also want people that can do mining. So I've got a little group of miners. I will grab a lot of these horses. I don't want to grab the animals that are currently actively pregnant, because if they have them in the caravan's going to balloon out of proportion, and I'm going to waste animals that could be carrying stuff later. So this isn't a big amount of animals, but it is most of my horses. Okay, so first things first, let's make sure you're not taking kibble. I can't refrigerate it. Not taking a simple meal. Package survival meal, sure. I would say, since this is a caravan, I'd like to take, let's go with 30 medicine. Not every caravan has to take medicine. I'm pretty sure this has to refrigerate, but I should be able to mine, like, I should be able to harvest some there, so I'm not worried about that. Package survival meals, I want, honestly, probably about 100, maybe more than that per caravan. It's like 18 days. I've also got to be able to stock the caravan for return too. We're up to 6,000 pemmican? Jesus. Okay, this might be too much to go, but it would be stabilizing it once there. Well, that added nothing. Oh, there we go. That's a tiny bit more. You guys can take, it's just like 10 days or something like that. I would say, because you guys are going to sit for a few extra days, take like 15. That's 20 days worth of food for a 9-day-ish journey. I think it's actually closer to like 14 days because of the terrain plus waiting and stuff. So first caravan out, I don't mind them having a bit of extra food because I can compensate with the other caravans with less food. Now, components, you guys can take the components with you. I'm gonna... we might be able to make some more. I will enable to make the advanced components. We'll replenish this in a bit. But I'm also still mining steel, so I'm not too worried about stockpiling all the steel. Benches and shit like that can wait. I think I went past the steel, didn't I? Yeah. All right, take me back up to where the steel is. I don't look for steel for caravans. Okay. If I was to take all of the steel, because my miners are going to mine stuff once they get there, so I don't need to take blocks, realistically. I could take a couple of batteries, and that would allow me to get an air-conditioned refrigeration zone up and running. The drills, that's right. I gotta take the drills for the mining, so I don't have to build them. So then we're automatically getting resources. They're gonna get attacked for sure with the masterwork hospital beds. 4 hospital beds in general. I don't know about this. It's all right. I can stack up a second caravan that has the more steel and shit. This should be a good start. Pretty good start. They're also going to bust through a little bit of their food pretty soon. They'll give them about 1,000 steel. It'll give them some turrets that we can lay down for protection. And some hospital beds. And did I put the batteries? I didn't put the batteries on this one. That's fine. I don't want you to be paused for this. I hate kind of that it like stays paused when I come out of it, but I've got to set up another caravan to go to. The other thing too is it's not accurately saying how far, because obviously it's only like a part-day journey. So the food allocation may be incorrect to begin with, but with enough overlap, it's not going to matter. So let's go way down the line. Well, not that far down the line. Jesus. All right. What else can I send? I will want somebody that can probably cut plants, but Kangaroo would probably be better, or even Lincoln. I'm probably going to send the originals over in their either their own caravan or via transport pods with stuff, because they have immense skills each, so I don't have to worry about them making up the difference. Whale can go. I would like her to debond with whatever she's bonded with. I don't think she's bonded to a rhino anymore. Or Chipper. I don't know if she's bonded to Chipper. Police woman. No, I don't need that. I still want to find as many mining people as possible. Star can go. Star can do just about everything. She just doesn't do anything. But she can at least do hauling and cleaning. So that's at least something. Mike can definitely go. The group that's coming back, almost none of them are actually miners, because I accidentally sent the wrong group for that, so I don't really have to worry. I also know that there's a few people in here that don't have like digging or cave people or whatever as their like name, and they're a little bit harder to find, but I will go through and I'll find them eventually. I also got to make sure that we've actually got a couple of gunners in here, like real gunners, because they're going to be carrying some expensive shit. Like not the expensive shit, but like the masterwork hospital beds are going to get them attacked. Guaranteed. I need at least 2 people that can shoot. Snake can go. I also don't know how many people have actually allocated for these. I guess Grim can go. If I can find his wife, I'll just do a fucking search for it. I think it's supposed to be that one, but hold on. Herder. What's your... Does it tell me who your person is? Not really. I guess you're both going. I don't know what you... I don't know which one he's married to. You've got the animals and you've got the plant cutting. I think he's with the one for the animals. But okay. I'm not sure, so both of them are going to go. Either way, if one of them's got animals and they can do hunting, that's fine. That's plenty of people for this group. All those horses are currently pregnant. I was going to say all those horses are currently married, and my brain's just like, wait a minute. Doesn't sound right. But, you guys, I guess, are going to take the mufflers. This is almost the same size immediately. Let's grab 1 extra, I guess. 2, yeah, 3. All right, so this group, hopefully it's not going to show me the same kind of quantity of food and stuff. I feel so tense, I'll be honest, like sorting this out. Like, I know we're going to have enough food probably across the group, give or take. We're not going to have like the right dietary stuff for some, but I can't do anything about that. I want you to take probably about 100 out of here. That's 22 days worth of food. That's another 20 medicine. Orange horses are banned. Married horses are banned. What's this tyranny? I didn't say that married horses are banned. I just said that my brain went to say that they're married instead of like pregnant. And I'm like, that's not the same thing. you know. But yeah, orange horses are banned. They're not allowed to exist in my colony. You know, the funniest thing is my orange horse emote is apparently the most enjoyed emote by all people. Like, it's the one that seems to make people laugh, which I don't understand, but I find it amusing in itself. So, I was going to throw batteries in here. Hold on. So what are you up to? Is the game must be nearly released by now, right? Almost? You said it was like, what, 3... Was it 3.1 hours, or was it... I can't remember. I don't really need a lot in the way of batteries, but I guess I could take it. 30 minutes left. Nice. Well, I'll be finished stream by then, so yeah, it'll be like really good timing. I don't really want to take any additional weapons. I don't want to take gold or silver. The only problem with sending a caravan like this is I will come across shit that I want to buy, and I won't be able to afford it. What are you two doing? Phoenix is like running in here. And I'm guessing Azula must have been blocking the doorway before. But anyway, cats being cats. She's been doing that because it's been really cold and she's got like a bit of chonk and a lot of fur. The room gets too warm for her and she sits in the doorway where she gets a cold breeze and she's like a little bit on the tiles, and it prevents Phoenix from being able to physically leave the room. What are you doing? Oh, he's playing with her. Okay. This is quite amusing to me. I've got Phoenix is like pouncing and stalking. Yeah, Phoenix is like, I wish you could see this, but Phoenix is like stalking, I'm guessing, Azula in the hallway. But he's in the room. Oh. He tried to like run at her, and then he like chickened out at the last second and ran back. I guess they're frisky and running around. It happens, although Phoenix gets over it very quick. As soon as Azula gets like the upper hand on the situation, he gets over it really quick. But it's very cute when it's happening. Also welcome in, Nuke Dragon. Yeah, sometimes you'll hear like a clunk or something in the background. It's usually Phoenix either hitting his head against the door as he's running through it, or on the desk as he's attempting to jump up to it. He's normally the chair spins and that's why he clunks his head. But as for the door, he doesn't judge his size, and he's so small to begin with. So he'll barge through the door, but he doesn't actually fully fit. And yeah, he'll just like thump it. Azula, on the other hand, you'll normally not really hear her like doing much, although there is a toy in the hallway and it's got like a bell on it. So if you guys ever hear that go off, one of the cats are like, you know when they like do that thing when they kind of like run with their whole body, like sort of like low and wide at the same time, you know that? Yeah, it's normally that, and they've just hit it in collateral. I love how cat owners know what the fuck I'm on about. Everybody else is like, what do you mean low and wide? I'm like, it's like, I don't know. It's when they've got like the wind up their butt and they get like, their ears go flat back and like they get kind of like bum heavy as they run. And like the top half of them kind of just looks disproportionate to everything else as they're running. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, I don't know. They'll calm down eventually. Either way, 2 caravans just got set up. I fucking love watching animals be like playful and frisky and stuff. It's hilarious. Like every time Viking in chat gets frisky as well and like runs around with the zoomies, I also envision him doing a very similar kind of run to that, like, you know, that hyper sort of dog run sort of thing, when they're kind of like, they're sort of running away from you, but they're not really like, they're running away playfully, like a keep away kind of thing. But those cats of yours are very special. Look, Phoenix knows how to operate the fucking aircon remote and my tablet, and yeah, they do all sorts of stuff. They're very smart. I'm trying to think of like what else Azula does, but I literally can't think of stuff off the top of my head at the moment. I know she does stuff. I just can't think of it. I know she hates curtains. I know that for a fact, that she hates curtains with a passion. Funny thing is though, because like one of our sets of blinds broke some years ago and we just put up a sheet because like whatever. But I had to wash it recently, and I hung it back up last night after stream, and Azula hasn't noticed that it's there yet. And the only reason why I know she hasn't noticed is because when she does notice, she'll climb on top of the couch and she will just stand up with like a whole body weight and just go ballistic on it, like she did with like the door the other day. And she'll attempt to pull it down. And if I haven't hammered it into the wall successfully enough, she will pull it down. But like, if I've got it up properly, it would be really nice for like, you know, fucking privacy to have a curtain on a window, or a sheet in this case. It would be really nice. Especially since like in winter, it gets pretty dark here and stuff. So I would like a little bit of like the comfort of being able to shut, you know, I don't know, shut vision. I don't know what the word is. Like, close a curtain is like what I'm referring to, but like, I don't know, concealing the inside of my house. Does anybody know what the fuck I'm trying to say? Because I don't actually know. So your cat doesn't like curtains. Did you have own traumatic experience with one? No. So she hates doors because I think she had a bit of a traumatic experience with that when she was a kitten. We went to, like, I normally don't shut my bathroom door all the way while we're asleep and shit, because like I've got a cat box in there for the cats to access that room. But I think when she was a kitten, I believe what happened is she went in there and then she couldn't quite figure out how, like, to pull the door open a little bit more than she needed to get back out. And I think what she's done is she was either playing with something and therefore removed like the, I don't know, we normally just use like an old tea towel or whatever on the floor, right, to just pad out the door space, right? But I think she was either playing with something and she pulled that out of the way, or she pulled that out of the way in like the kind of scratching motion that Phoenix knows to insert his paw, use his claws and pull the door to like open it wider. If it doesn't feel like it's enough, he won't force his face through most of the time. But Azula was too young to know that. And so she ended up pushing the door shut on herself. Like, she didn't get hurt or anything like that, but she shut herself in the bathroom while we were asleep. And like, I'm not sure how long she was in there because we were asleep. I don't think it was very long, because as soon as she would have started scratching, I would have woken up, because I'm a pretty light sleeper in general. But she doesn't like closed doors and doors in general because of that. Like the sensation of trapping herself and separating herself and not being able to get out when she wanted to. So I understand why she goes ballistic on doors, but I don't know what her beef with the curtain is, you know? Because it's just a sheet. It's just a sheet that I've hammered into my, like, window frame. Because I realistically should have just purchased, like, a proper, like, curtain rod thing and hooks and, like, done that. But at the time, when it broke some years ago, you know, I'd been unemployed at the time for a while, so we couldn't afford it. So a sheet and some nails is good enough. And I own the place, right? So I don't give a fuck if I've got holes in a frame or if I've got to replace that later, whatever. That's later problem. But as soon as I put it up and she knows it's there, it's not even impairing her ability to be on the couch. And if she wants to look out the window, she can literally just go up onto her cat stand and look out the window. It doesn't impact her at all, but she fucking hates it. I don't get it. And she'll continue to try to take it down until it's either halfway down or she has successfully put all of her body weight on her claws in it and realizes she can't bring it down. Which I've got like 2 good nails in there that I can't actually pull out of the frame. So I just tore the sheet a little bit and I hook it over it. So yeah, that's basically like my curtain situation. Is that my cat growing up was playing with a balloon, the kitten once it popped. It's a phobia of balloons ever since. Yeah, no, I understand that, because like I've grown up with various cats and I've had a couple of cats and stuff, and like it's pretty obvious when something is problematic for them. Like, same with Asula. I think the reason why she's so food focused is out of her litter, she had a completely identical twin cat. It was exact markings, 1-to-1 copy of her. And what we think happened is because the mother cat stopped feeding them really early, the lady had to like bottle feed them and stuff herself. And I think what's happened is she didn't do those 2 kittens back to back. I think she did one and then she'd pick up a different kitten and then do that because the rest of the litter didn't look like her. And so what we think happened is when she was a kitten, the lady maybe bottle fed one kitten twice and not her, like missed a meal every so often. And that's why she's so obsessed with food. As opposed to like a normal cat that understands it will absolutely get fed every single meal, even though it will be persistent and be like, hey, I want to get fed now. Like hers is like, I literally don't want anybody else like near this, and I will come and let you know specifically that I'm hungry about it, kind of thing. Like, I know that some animals can get like food aggressive and shit. She doesn't get that. This is like literally like always hungry for food kind of thing, or specifically extra hungry and demanding around food time beyond what's normal for a cat kind of thing. But yeah, I know that like they can experience like various traumas and stuff. I just don't think she's got anything specific with a curtain that I know of, you know. Welcome in, Chico. Was it shutters? What do you mean? What's wrong with the word shutters? You got blinds and you got shutters, and I think blinds are vertical and shutters go sideways or something like that. Hey, this is Diablo Day. Well, yeah, I play Diablo on Thursdays. I was like, I don't know. Was it fire? Now, I was thinking initially if the DLC for this wasn't coming out in a month, I was going to nearly blot out like a week to get everything moved for RimWorld and stuff, because I know for like a while I'd be obsessed with it. And I'm like, I am tossing up with when the DLC does happen, I very well might, if this tile glitches, I very well might end up allocating like a week to getting it moved, because time is a factor for getting shit out. The longer the game goes, the more the glitch impacts the save kind of thing, which I don't know if that specifically impacts it week to week or if that's just like over a month kind of thing, but I can't assume that it helps. But yeah, what else are you up to, Chico? I got new lovers apparently, but when these guys are all inside here, I'll get them to drop everything and then I'll get this caravan loaded up. Hopefully some of the animals in here will have their offspring, and once the 2 caravans have packed up most of their stuff and they walk outside, we should be good. Alright, they're nearly through the door. I just don't want this mod to break. That's the only one I actually kind of give a shit about. Everything else, nothing impacts anything. Like we had the 10,000 stack didn't work for a little while. We had that drop everything didn't work for a while. I'm going to set this up so that we can have some components again, because I'm going to load up the 19 components onto the caravan, and I'm going to need a couple more made, either just to repair stuff around here or just in general to send. I need a lot. I need a lot of general components, normal components specifically. But I'll deconstruct the chair. I could just uninstall it. You know, this is Chalky's second fire starting spree tonight, actually. What is your beef, mate? Jealous of Gura's bedroom. He slept in the cold, mate. Mate, I could make your bedroom something to be shitty about. What else was I going to do here? That's right, Psychic Soothe Pulsar. Since everybody's home, I've been waiting for this. Can somebody go activate the Psychic Soothe Pulsar? And I also want to make more of that armor too. The flak vest. There's Satisfactory 1.1 is live. Nice. Well, have fun with that. I'm guessing it's going to take a little bit to get downloaded and stuff. What is it? Salin and Lumi. Wait, did these two start a relationship? Rebuffed by Lumi twice. Slept in the cold. It's not getting cold, is it? Are you his partner? Should be. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. I don't mind the prisoners are lovers. That's only going to be a problem when one gets brought out and they get shitty that they can't be together. They can't be together in here anyway. I don't have the beds for it. But Psychic Soothe Pulse went off. If people are saying that they're cold, which it does look like it's a bit chilly, honestly, I feel that. I guess it's time to crank the heaters on. So let's get some of those running. Actually, hold on. I'm also going to need roofs. Nobody let me forget that I've got to get the roofs on the grow rooms. I should be okay with that, but I've got just like... I've got these fireplaces to get started up too. Mind you, I don't need to keep it on blue, but this is fine for the moment. Those ones should be all on fireplaces. There we go. Toggle the refueling. And there's got to be another fireplace down here somewhere. You know, I always feel like whenever I've got it on like the color thing, I always feel like it's like blocking my ears somehow. Like the sounds feel muffled to me. I don't know how to like express that properly. But fire's on. Let's go with roofs. All right. So in summer, I take the roofs off the grow rooms and I turn off the lights so that I can save some power for a bit and just grow stuff in like natural, you know, the temperatures and the sunlight and stuff like that. And it's great, except that I have to remember to put it back on usually before it starts impacting my crops, because as I said earlier, it's a very, very important thing that we have food all fucking year around. I'm going to cover that area. I don't care about that. Yeah. Okay. That should sort that out. Get some roofs built. Get some heating built. Alright, let me save that before I forget. Alright. So we have got 2 caravans packed up. We have all of my people back home at the moment. We have extra resources. We've got, I don't want to install that. Wait, he set it on fire in here. Chalky, you cunt. Alright, I guess they've got to fix that up. Actually, you know what I can do is all of these partially made prosthetics and all the partially made bionics, if there are any, I can get rid of. And they won't make as many advanced components, and I'm okay with that, but this is good. Alright. Yeah, I think that's like everything. So yeah, we've basically got 2 caravans set up to go out that has steel and components and a bit of food and a bit of medicine. The turrets and the batteries, the deep drills, I can't remember what else, to move. I kind of want them to move off on their own. Whereas I've got everybody back home and all my other animals home. I am waiting for certain animals to finish reproducing so that we have additional animals and stuff. We shouldn't have them culled. All that should happen is anything that's young should turn into an adult eventually, and we'll cap at a pretty high amount. So we'll probably end up with like, give or take 600 odd animals. And yeah, I kind of want to pack up. Well, I want to sell, I guess, the old clothes. The wood, specifically wood, would be a good one to get sold. I'm trying to get the bionic behind you, mate. Cancel that. Yeah, sell the wood, sell the clothes, sell any shit armor, and I'm gonna have to pack up some of the food and stuff. I gotta hope that these 2 prisoners get recruited and we don't get attacked by anything major, because I just took down like 40 odd turrets, so... But yeah, obviously RimWorld next Tuesday, but then no RimWorld after that for like a fortnight. And then hopefully we'll have the update by then already. I hope. And then we can see what kind of damage we're in for with this.